The GOP has been outraged about Easter. As you all know, March 31st, 2024 was Easter Sunday. And the Republican Party has done all they could do. Some of their most prominent voices have done all they could do to make the Democratic Party, to make the Biden administration in particular, look as if they are just godless, irreligious libertines running around trying to destroy the world. Look at these headlines. Look at these headlines that right-wing media have shared. Here's House Speaker Mike Johnson, just to give you the full context, posting on his Twitter page this headline: Biden proclaims Easter Sunday Transgender Day of Visibility. And then Speaker Johnson says the Biden White House has betrayed the central tenet of Easter, which is the resurrection of Jesus Christ. We could debate that, right? There are a lot of Christians out there who would say Resurrection Sunday is about the resurrection of Jesus Christ. Easter is about Easter eggs and bunnies and all, and for Black folk, fancy church clothes and pastel colors, etc. Get your Easter suit up. You know what I'm saying? Two different things, but I'll leave that for a moment. Banning sacred truth and tradition while at the same time proclaiming Easter Sunday as Transgender Day is outrageous and abhorrent. The American people are taking note. He also posted this one: White House bans religious Easter eggs from art contest. So let's get at both of these, right? And I did a full video yesterday. It's on the channel on Caitlyn Jenner. So I'm going to not focus on Caitlyn Jenner, but too much. But Caitlyn Jenner was one of the people, in addition to House Speaker Johnson, in addition to Vivek Ramaswamy and others, who came forward, who came public and said, how could Biden proclaim Easter Sunday to be Transgender Day? How dare he? And I'm going to tell you, like I told them yesterday, this is a fake outrage that is deeply, deeply dishonest. That is deeply, deeply dishonest. When you look at, for example, Caitlyn Jenner's tweet here: hey there, it's called Easter Sunday, the holiest day in the Christian faith that billions of people practice worldwide. As if, again, framing in response to Karen Jean-Pierre, the White House press secretary, who again is talking about Transgender Day of Visibility and that the Biden-Harris administration would be honoring that. But again, why is that a problem? Well, what the Republicans do masterfully, they're brilliant at this, right? Is they make you, they frame the argument in a way that makes it look like it's, to quote the great Marlo Stanfield, they make you think it's one way when in fact it's the other way. And let me be very specific about what I'm talking about. They make it seem as if President Biden, Joe Biden, somehow made a decision to change Easter. That Joe Biden decided, to change the Transgender Day of Visibility. As if they came to Joe Biden and said, we need a day for trans people. And Joe Biden said, well, you know what? If you're going to need a day for trans people, I got a day for you. Why don't you pick Easter? I mean, this is literally what Vivek Ramaswamy argued. This is literally what the claim that's being made by the Republicans, right? Is that why did Joe Biden, why do you have to make it March 31st? So I'm gonna show y'all something. Here's a chart for those of y'all that care about charts and facts and data and evidence. And I know that ain't a whole lot of Republicans out there, but I'm gonna show it anyway. I'm gonna show you this chart. You can see from the year 1800 through here, you can see the date that Easter falls, because as you know, Easter isn't the same day every year. Just like Ramadan and Eid are not the same day every year. They're based on different calendars. So when you look at March 31st here, Easter falls on March 31st in 2024. Last year was on April 9th. Next year, it'll be on April 20th. It varies widely and wildly. Joe Biden has nothing to do when Easter falls, right? You say, okay, well, he can't get, that's not the point, Mark. The point is he could control when Transgender Day falls. He didn't have to put it on March 31st. That's the point. The international, first of all, it's the International Day of Transgender Visibility. What does that mean? It's International Joe Biden is not the king of the world. The U.S. acts like we run the whole world, but Joe Biden is not the emperor of the world. It's an international day. It didn't start in the U.S. or it's not exclusive to the U.S. Number one. Number two, it's been on March 31st for 15 years. 2009, the Obama administration. 2016, the Trump administration. 2020, the Trump administration. Excuse me, 2009 is when it started, the Obama administration. 2016, the Trump administration. 2020, the Biden administration. So 3 presidents have all seen this happen. So no, Joe Biden didn't declare the 31st to be Trans Day. It already was. And he didn't have anything to do with Easter either. People say, oh my God, but they're desecrating the day. They know what they're doing. Nah, again, you can see from this chart. You can see from this chart, the next time Easter and Trans Visibility Day are going to fall on the same on the same day. I'm going to show you, just so y'all don't think that I'm crazy. The next time it falls on March 31st will be, let's see, 2086, which means everybody in this conversation will be dead the next time Trans Visibility Day happens on Easter Sunday again, or the Easter Sunday falls on Trans Visibility Day. Now, for people like Caitlyn Jenner, I'm like, why are you so outraged by this? Why is being trans so incompatible with your holy day? You are a trans woman. You say being trans is natural and normal and right, and you feel good about it. I agree with you. Sincerely, I do. Live your life. But if you think that that's incompatible with your Christian faith, or incompatible with that which is good, or that which is holy, or that which is pure, then why the hell are you trans? Or why the hell are you Christian? How do you square them circles? How do you rock out with those perspectives? That's the question for you, Caleb. But for the rest of the Republican Party, it makes sense. They hate trans people, and they don't pretend not to hate trans people. So it completely makes sense, sadly, that they would take this position. But they didn't just use Easter to beat up on trans people. They also used Easter to talk about the Easter egg hunt. Oh my God, you ain't seen angry. You ain't seen angry till you see a Republican get mad about some damn Easter eggs. Oh my God, the White House banned religious Easter eggs from the art contest. Now, again, is it true? This is what Republicans do. They take something and they lightly dip it in truth. They lightly dip it in truth. So there's an Easter egg hunt. There's an Easter egg hunt at the White House. And at the Easter egg hunt at the White House, they send you some guidelines. They send you guidelines. Here's the guidelines. I'm showing them to you right now. Celebrating National Guard families. Easter egg traditions at the White House. As you see, the Easter eggs and the egg roll party goes back a long way. First Lady Jill Biden is at the helm of it. They say here, children, y'all can't see that. Hold on, let me make it a little bit clearer for you. And actually, children should depict an egg template, a snapshot of their life, a favorite activity, scenery in your state, your military family, a day in your life, right? They want kids to make nice, friendly, feel-good art. Is a lot of it some job campaign stuff? Of course it is. Of course it is. No one disagrees with that. But here's what they say. Here are the restrictions. Submission must not in any way disparage the sponsor. Submission must not contain material that is inappropriate, indecent, obscene, liable, blah, 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 right? Submission must not contain material that promotes bigotry, racism, hatred, blah, blah, blah. Submission must not contain material that's unlawful. But here's the one that got them all riled up, because they're good with all that, right? Here's what got them all riled up. Submission must not include any questionable content, religious symbols, overtly religious themes, or partisan political statements. Again, the submission, sorry, my computer's not letting me be great, but the submission must not include any questionable content, religious symbols, overtly religious themes, or partisan political statements, right? And that's what's pissing all the Republicans off. They're like, wait a minute. Wait a minute. They're saying no religious themes on Easter. So again, a couple things about this, right? First, they lightly dip it in truth. Yes, they say no religious symbols. What they're saying is, if you're at the White House and all these kids are doing their Easter egg thing, Easter is not a religious thing, not the Easter egg part of it. The resurrection and crucifixion part, yes, Good Friday, Resurrection Sunday, Palm Sunday, all that, absolutely religious, absolutely rooted in Christian faith. But when you have kids dress up like bunnies and eat Cadbury eggs and hide, eggs in all of that stuff, that ain't religious. But also, the point of the provision here, or the point of the restriction, is so that people won't come in there with offensive stuff. They want this to be a warm and fuzzy moment. Now, you might say, I don't agree with that. Easter is supposed to be about Jesus, just like Christmas is supposed to be about Jesus, even if it hasn't been that. And we don't want to lose our religious connection to these holidays. Okay, fine. I think you have an argument that can be made, although I would argue maybe the White House shouldn't be the place where you articulate that, but whatever. Cool. I'm not mad at you. Here's the issue, though. Here's the problem, though. The lightly dipped in truth part is also that you're saying that this is because of the Biden administration, that the Biden administration has banned Easter eggs, or banned religion from the White House, or banned religion from Easter. Like, knock it off. Knock it off. That is the part that is not true. And again, I don't even like defending. I hate defending the Biden administration because I generally disagree with them. But truth is truth, and what is right is what is right. I am connected to the facts. Nothing more. Nothing more. So the American Egg Board, which is the group that, and I hate saying their name because it sounds so ridiculous, but the American Egg Board, the group that actually promotes this, says something different. All right. And I'm reading this straight from the news outlet. NBC News actually posted this. Emily Metz, the president and CEO of the American Egg Board, says, the American Egg Board has been a supporter of the White House Easter egg roll for over 45 years, and the guideline language referenced in recent news reports has been consistently applied to the board since its founding. In other words, every single presidential administration has had the same rules. Every single presidential administration has said you can't have crazy religious imagery and stuff on your eggs. So why are we pretending that it's just the Biden administration? Well, because it's politics as usual, right? They want to frame it as Joe Biden hates religion. Joe Biden is a fake Catholic. Joe Biden doesn't care about Christians. Joe Biden wants to take your holidays and replace them with trans people and Jesus-less Easter. And here's the crazy part. They're trying to tell you this while advancing the candidacy of Donald Trump, who may be the least religious president we've ever seen. You can't name a Bible verse, doesn't go to church. They don't give a damn about Christianity. They just want power. The Republicans do. They're literally talking about dropping bombs. They're literally sending money to kill more people around the world on this so-called holy religious day. Trump is, If God is upset that the Easter bunny can't be carrying religious eggs in his basket at the White House, how does he feel about Donald Trump selling Bibles for $60? How does he feel about or she feel, or they feel, however you imagine God? How do how does your higher power respond or feel about global imperialism and poverty, homelessness? How do you reconcile that stuff? But y'all think God is mad about this? It doesn't matter. It actually doesn't matter, because they don't care about what makes sense intellectually. They don't have to square the circles. They don't have to reconcile contradictions. All they have to do is convince you that Joe Biden doesn't care about the working guy, the working woman. Joe Biden doesn't care about the religious guy, the religious woman. Joe Biden hates Jesus, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And Donald Trump will save you, even though Donald Trump is the one who's the 1%, the billionaire. Allegedly, Donald Trump is the one who is disconnected from everyday life. Donald Trump is the one who actually hates religion and faith. This is the contradiction. This is how fascism works, though. So the GOP outcry over Easter is part of a bigger manipulation that they're engaged in to convince you that only they can save you from these crazy liberals. It's crazy. It's wild, but it's where we are right now. As Obama used to say, it's silly season. And as we go into 2024, you're going to see a lot more of it.